Welcome to Breaking It Down. I'm your host, Skylar Baylog, and today I'm interviewing Bruce Heath. Bruce, thanks for being with us.
You're welcome.
So Bruce, you're quite involved in local politics here in Alpena, in the Alpena area. I guess first, what is your background?
Well, I've been in computers now for 54 years, and I was Navy trained in electronics, and I was in Silicon Valley for 20 years. I've had 3 startup companies. I was big in the cellular industry as an IT director. I've done a lot of things, and I'm a software developer. I'm an expert in operating systems and networks, and I'm kind of like a unicorn in the industry, and I'm still employed.
So you're a tech genius. What got you involved locally in politics?
Well, I've traveled all over in my career and in my childhood, and I never felt that, why would I be in politics? Who knows who I am as I move from one spot to the next. And I've been here since 2004 now, so I guess that's about 21 years. And I spent most of my time in my house on the water and programming, and I wrote a package for halfway house software. And I've been I read a lot, and I've watched the deterioration of our country go downhill. And things weren't right. And I read a website called the Conservative Treehouse, and he clearly outlined the corruption in our country. And after I thought that the election was stolen in 2020, I heard that there was a precinct delegate strategy, and so I decided to run for a precinct delegate. And so I just went down and put my name on the ballot, not knowing anybody in town. And I tried to find the Republican Party, and it took me 3 weeks to find anybody. Quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And they even had a Democrat for a treasurer. There was only 6 or 7 people at the meeting, and it was kind of bare bones. And then I got invited to a meeting with Dennis Schultz. And what a nice gentleman Dennis is. And he really cares for his community. And went to a meeting there, and they were looking for school board candidates. And schools interested me a lot because our children are our future. And after COVID, what they did in the schools and with the masking and sending them home, and those children suffered mightily. And so the decisions that the school board made were just totally outlandish.
Did you find when you were getting involved with all this that there was a group of people around you too that were just as fired up about these issues, or were you kind of the standalone?
When I first arrived, they were looking for candidates for the school board. I mean, local politics was kind of non-existent. And so I was just kind of learning the ropes. And then they asked me if I'd run for a school board. And I said, okay. And so that was my first foray into it. And boy, did I work hard. I must have knocked on 5,000 doors and did the potato festival and did the trick-or-treat downtown and the trunk-or-treat, and I must have bought 450 signs, and I had my signs out early in the primary season because I knew nobody would know me, so I wanted to get a lot of name recognition. And it was a close race. We had the 4 dads running, and the Republican Party had backed them. And I lost by 250 votes.
But you got thousands of votes.
I got thousands of votes.
Yeah.
And
which, from coming from just out of there, I mean, I think anyone watching would find that impressive. Just coming from listening to getting involved to getting thousands of votes. And so now you have a political action committee, is that correct?
I do. I do.
And so so you started a political action committee to do what?
Well, a couple of people in the grassroots in the area wanted a political action committee to be formed to help Todd Smallenberg in his race. And I figured, well, okay, we'll do that. And I was going to beg off of politics completely because after the election, the Republican Party asked me to be chair of the Republican Party. And so I did it, and I thought I was doing a pretty good job. And we had a great big Reagan dinner that year, and we raised $8,000. And Steve Carra came and spoke. And I just found out that I'd got a diagnosis for stage 4 prostate cancer.
Mm.
And so I took a leave of absence from the Republican Party.
Mm.
And that's been a battle.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a whole.
Right, and I do want to get to your cancer story too because
Yeah.
it's an amazing story. So with your PAC, you had a goal of helping out Todd.
Uh-huh.
And so what are the goals and efforts now? Because it helps, it's education focused, is that correct?
I'm just focusing on education. I
So
really.
you haven't left that.
No,
that original wanting to help
Yep.
tomorrow, with the future
running
generation.
for the school
Yes.
board and,
Yeah.
and doing an education PAC, I felt, well, I could do that. And I felt that a PAC gave me much more freedom to be able to do what I wanted to do because I didn't have to have anybody else's approval for the things that I wanted to press on or how I wanted to go forward. And I didn't have to get anybody's votes for anything. I could just execute. And then along comes the library topic about sexual explicit material in the children's section of the library. And so I was on a Facebook group watching that, and when I went to hear a library board meeting, they were talking about children having the First Amendment rights to see this sexually explicit material at any age. And I just looked at that and I went, boy, this is totally out of control.
Mm.
And it turns out the library board only had one conservative on the board, and he was getting steamrolled by the others.
And just so people out there that are listening know about your involvement in this, was there anyone else taking up these issues in Alpena against the board other than your PAC? I mean, it sounds like your PAC's been on the front lines fighting these issues.
There were several people, maybe about 8 or 10 ladies that were working the library board.
But there's no organization.
There was no organization. And since I had a political action committee, I thought, what a perfect time to apply it. Mm-hmm. And when we saw all the Friends of the Library signs going up, there was a millage, a 10-year millage up for the library. And it was going to be voted on in August. And so we thought we would make a point, and we purchased almost 600 signs for Stop the Library from Grooming Our Children.
Mm.
Vote no on August 6th.
Seems like an easy vote.
And, well, I think they were shocked. We had 450 signs out in 10 days and just littered the town. And then we went to a library board meeting, and they were trying to get the books repositioned from the shelves to have some options to maybe put them behind the counter, and have the parents, know that they were being checked out rather than just the kids being able to walk up to a book and go, oh my God. And it's totally out of line for children. So they voted that book unanimously to stay where it was at. Mm. And so our group went over to the county commissioners and we began reading what was in the books. And they were aghast and flabbergasted that this was in our community. and they did not like it. Did not like it a lot, and the next meeting, I think it was the next meeting, they voted to can all the entire library board.
Hmm.
It was quite a display, and even the Alpena newspaper ran an article, said that the library was grooming our children. It was their words and not mine.
Hmm.
And so as it turns out, a couple months later, and the county commissioners were getting threats of being sued, so they recanted their firing. But one of the library board members had resigned, and the way they do their 5 library board members is they appoint one a year, and they get a 5-year term, and so they rotate them out. So there were 2 slots up for the library board at the end of the year to be replaced, and they picked 2 conservative people to join the board.
Hmm.
So now we have a conservative board on the library, and that's exciting.
Hmm.
And
And your PAC was obviously instrumental in getting that accomplished.
yeah.
I wanted to ask too, because there was been a change on the Alpena School Board, and did your PAC have any involvement in the Alpena School Board
Oh,
race?
yes.
Because there
Oh,
was
yes.
a
Well,
couple board
that-
members changed.
The primary vote was the library board.
Mm-hmm.
Then we switched hats, and then we moved on to the school board.
Hmm.
And
All from a newly formed PAC. That's pretty
Yes.
impressive.
yes, and I was somewhat instrumental in getting these 2 ladies
Mhm.
to run, Sarah Costain, I believe it is,
Mhm.
and Monica Dzinski, and Eric Lawson was up for re-election.
Mm.
And so the League of Women Voters, I went to their forum 2 years prior, and all the questions that get asked get to be filtered through the League of Women Voters. And we had a huge conservative contingent there that wanted their questions asked, and not one of those questions was answered at all. So when I heard that they were having another forum, I went, perfect time to have a forum. So we put on a forum at the college the same night that the League of Women Voters was having their forum. And we sent a text out to 4,500 Republican people, and we had about 50 people show up at the forum, and we had another 50 online. And what we did differently from what they were doing is we had an open mic, and anybody could ask a question of anybody. And about, I would say, a third of the audience was on the liberal side, and they were asking questions to their heart's content.
Mm-hmm.
So we ran a very fair and open forum for the candidates to be able to react to any kind of questions. And I think that really made a difference. And we've got all 3 of them elected, and we now have 5 conservatives out of a 7-person school board.
You know, a lot of people watching this, I think, the school issues are going to be at the heart of that's going to be their core issue, and they're probably a little jealous of your efforts. What are some things that they can do? I guess, first of all, do you have a website? What's the name of your PAC so people can donate and research what you did? And in some cases, I think they're going to want to copy it.
Sure, the name of the PAC is Northeast Michigan League of Conservative Education, and the website address is www.nmlce.com. And the people here that are filming this helped to do my website, and they've done a great job for me. And I would certainly want people to come take a look at what we've done. And we are being active still today, and we reached out to several organizations downstate, the Mackinac Center, the Great Lakes Justice Project, and Salt and Light Global, and they're very conservative outfits, and they're holding trainings for conservative school board members. And we just, they turned us on to a seminar from another group from downstate. I can't think of the name of it right now, but they had, it was about Title IX and how the Title IX federal laws overruled the Title IX state laws.
Mm.
And so all the things that were done have been reversed, and now we just got male and female sexes, no gender identity.
Mm-hmm.
They can go back and enforce all those rules, and Title IX would be as was intended to protect the women and give them an equal opportunity.
So school boards that may be struggling with the idea of if it's legal to get rid of transgender bathrooms, you're saying that's not an issue anymore?
That's not an issue
they can get
anymore.
rid of
That's
them.
not an issue anymore. And I've advised them to have their attorneys changed because they have very liberal attorneys, and the Michigan Association of School Board is quite a liberal organization. And so conservatism in the public school system in Michigan is kind of a rare beast, and it's going to now becoming very strong in many areas in the state.
I did want to ask you, so, and I guess to wrap up on that too, so people can they go on your website and donate as well?
They certainly can.
Okay.
Hey there, everyone. Just wanted to remind you to stay in the loop. If you're watching us on Facebook and Rumble, be sure you hit that follow button. If you're following us on YouTube, be sure you subscribe and follow so you can see every episode. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.
A large retail store just canceled a huge order, leaving us with a ton of extra My Pillows. But you know what? That's their loss. I'm going to make it your gain. For the first time ever, you get standard classic My Pillows for wholesale prices, only $14.88. I can't believe I'm even saying that. Only $14.88. But it gets even better. For a limited time, I'm going to offer my entire classic collection at wholesale prices. Upgrade to a queen size My Pillow for just $18.88. King size only $1 more. Get my body pillows for $29.88 and multi-use My Pillows for only $9.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on the screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of wholesale pricing for the first time ever on TV, including my standard size My Pillow, only $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. We have limited quantities at this price, so limit's going to be 10, and once they're gone, they're gone.